Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time being here, I'm Oma. Please kindly subscribe to this channel because we are going to be having a good time here for sure. In this video, we're going to be talking about self-esteem and self-confidence. You know, these two words are usually something that people think that the same. In fact, it overlaps each other, so a lot of people don't really know the difference. But then self-esteem is usually our perception of ourselves, while self-confidence has to do with our belief in ourselves and our abilities. Well, anyway, self-esteem can change with time depending on the grade level, our interaction with people, and some circumstances that we tend to face in life. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to build your self-confidence as well as retaining your self-confidence and self-esteem. So let's get right into the video. One of the things that is going to help you as a person to build your self-esteem and self-confidence is surrounding yourself with positive people. Self-esteem, whether high or low, is usually foundational. Sometimes it usually starts from our families, our background, our parents, our friends, our neighbors, our teachers. Even social media sends us either negative or positive image about ourselves. But for some reason, the negative images or the negative messages are the ones that sticks more to us. I will give an instance. You can see a celebrity makes an Instagram post and there are thousands of likes, there are thousands of comments on the comment section, and you see them go ahead to, and most of the times 99% of those comments on the comment section are usually compliments based on the picture, based on the personality, or based on whatever content they post. So they go ahead and just reply very few of those compliments, maybe just about 2% of the comments on the comment section. But you see that one throw, there are thousands of compliments, but you see that one throw or that one hate comment on the comment section. You see that particular comment eating them up. You see them having a keyboard fight. You see them having, back-to-back fights, keyboard fights on the comment section. Sometimes some celebrities even go to the extent of, making or going live on their Instagram story, talking about that particular comment, or maybe trying to explain about a lot of things, or you see them explaining things concerning or trying to rant or vent about their anger concerning that particular comment. But there are millions or there are thousands of other positive comments. Why is just that one or two trying to eat you up? So you find out that as human beings, those negative ones tend to have, or they tend to bear, words are seeds. So those negative words usually tend to germinate faster than the positive ones. Another instance I'm going to give is that personally, a few years back, I found myself in a group of persons or in an environment where the people there usually shade slim girls, usually say a lot of nasty things about slim girls, usually, tease slim girls. And before I knew it, before then, I was someone that have a very high esteem. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I look good. I'm a princess. Like, I always feel I look very, very good, and there is nobody can tell me otherwise. But before I knew it, those words started having an effect on me. Sometimes you see me, I finish dressing up, and because I don't have big bum, I don't have big balls, I feel that maybe my outfit doesn't fit more. And the society has affected our self-image so much, to the extent that especially girls usually feel they have to look some type of way to be sensed as attractive or to be called attractive, and it affects us a lot. God knows that then if I could afford BBL or surgery, all those surgery, I could have done it then, because the words I was hearing then from people around me, from people I call friends, colleagues, and so on and so forth, it was affecting my self-esteem as a person. There is nothing I didn't do to get chubby. There is nothing I was eating every time, anytime, anywhere, just to add weight. But did I gain weight? I did not gain any weight, and it affected me a whole lot. I think after some time, it was just about some months ago or towards last year that I started gaining my self-image back. Things they tell me no longer moves me about my self-image, and that's one of the reasons why you as a person, you have to be more self-aware. You have to be assertive. Like, know yourself. You mustn't have to wait for people's compliments or for someone to gas you up before you do what you should do, or before you show up and look good with your vibes and with high energy. Sometimes you have to, you of course, being assertive is having the kind of mindset whereby, yes, I respect your opinion, but that's not my truth. I respect what you have to say. I respect whatever your view is, but that's not my truth. I don't care what you feel or how you feel I dress or I'm looking. I know I look great, and you show up that way. But then, being self-aware is actually a very good thing there. But then, words, like I said earlier, words are sick. But because as much as you try to avoid it, as much as you try to play self-confidence, or you try to claim that you're very, very self-confident, the words you hear have the tendency to either bring down your self-esteem or to bring it up. When it comes to work front, or when it comes to productivity, or anything that you're doing, maybe as being productive, or as in form of a career or a job or whatever, business, whatever, you find out that in days when you're not feeling too good, when you're not feeling yourself much, you find out that just one or two positive words from people around you can increase or improve your mood real quick. So being very, very intentional with the kind of people you surround yourself with is very, very important. The next tip to build your self-confidence is for you to make money. Yes, make money. Where I come from, I'm from Anambra State, by the way. Where I come from, there is usually this adage that akunesi obike. What does that mean? There is a level of confidence that comes with knowing that you're financially secured. Nigeria, I'll use Nigeria as an instance. Nigeria is a society, or is a country that is very, very high when it comes to power distance index. This power distance index means when the kind of respect that people or individual or the society gives every individual depends on the level of money they have, their age, maybe their educational background, and so on and so forth. So you find out that most of the times, those people that tend to, most of the times when someone comes out and the person is, carries him or herself very well, and sometimes you'll be wondering, what's giving this person this kind of confidence, or what's giving this person this kind of boldness? Check very well. Most of the times, it's the bank account that is giving the person that kind of morale. Now, I'm not trying to say that you or your self-worth or your value as a human being all have to determine, or is going to be determined by your level of success. Yes, I'll call it success because we live in a society where success is tied to properties and wealth and affluence. So I'm not trying to tell you that your level of self-esteem has to be influenced by what you have in your bank account, but then it plays a role. You and I know it plays a role. So one of the things that is actually going to help you build your self-confidence is to make money, and not just making money, retaining the money and knowing that whatever comes out or whatever comes up, you're financially secured. In our society today, you see men in our society, especially young men, you find that sometimes they tend to have very low self-esteem. Why? Because they feel they're not as rich as their mates. You see some of them, maybe they tend to shy away or tend to cut themselves away from their group of friends, from the group of friends they had while they were growing up, maybe because the friends have made it, and being in their midst, they feel small or they feel let out. So making money is actually one of the best ways that can help an individual to build their self-esteem. In our society today, an average person, once they make money, they tend to feel more confident, they feel more bold, they come out more, they show up more, it gives, in fact, in a nutshell, making money makes you feel good about yourself, period. The next thing that you should adopt that is going to help you build your self-esteem or to retain your self-esteem is don't overshare. Oversharing simply means giving out too much of personal information about yourself or about your life to the public or to strangers. There are a couple of things that people overshare. One is sharing about your intimate issues or intimate things about your relationship, your spouse, your family, your business. Another thing that people overshare is maybe Or another form of oversharing is when people use social media as their vent, as their soapbox, where they come to vent about their emotions, or where they come to vent their emotions. Let me tell you the truth. People don't really care about you on social media. Don't worry, I'm coming first. Another thing that people usually overshare is when check-ins in the sense that wherever they are, they post. Like wherever you are, you share your location. Apart from the fact that that's oversharing and that's going to affect your self-confidence and self-esteem as a person, security wise, that's a very foolish thing to do. You are putting your security and your life in danger when you're always sharing about your location or about your whereabouts. You don't know who is who. So why are you in social media? They are the good, they are bad, the ugly. So why are you sharing everything about your life to us on social media? That's a very wrong thing to do. Again, when it comes to using social media to vent your emotions, you see people coming to social media to talk about their family or their marital problems. Like I was saying, nobody cares about you on social media. In fact, as you're telling us, what we care about is to hear the gist. And when you give people, or when you share too much about your personal life, you are giving people the opportunity to have too much opinions about you. And when we now start judging you, now start telling us to mind our business. But we are our own. You brought your business to us. You are the one that was oversharing at the first place. So most of the times, what people then don't know, they can't destroy. Keep your life away from social media. And most of the times, you find out that when you start oversharing, you are going to keep oversharing. How? Once you bring your business, let's say you bring your business to the social media, maybe your relationship problems to the social media, and of course online in-laws, uncles and aunties have something to say. When now in that particular situation, you find out that you have to keep on updating, you have to keep oversharing in order to prove a point or for that validation. In fact, one of the things that leads to oversharing is when you're seeking for validation from social media people. Whereas everybody's living their own life. Why are you why are you coming out to wash your own dirty lining in public? And at the end of the day, you find out that those things, okay, some people even share their embarrassing moments, their embarrassing relationship stories, their embarrassing job stories or escapades or whatever on social media. Those things can affect your self-esteem either immediately or in the long run. Sometimes some people go ahead to vent their emotions on social media when sometimes it's even best if you must even share, which I don't even advise. If you must even share about your personal life, which I don't even advise, you should allow yourself to calm down before you go ahead to share that. Because sometimes when you are overclouded with emotions, you tend to say the things that you're even supposed to say and the ones that you are not supposed to say. And at the end of the day, those things can actually affect your self-esteem on the long run, because you share those things. Emotions can be very tricky on us sometimes. You go ahead to say things that you're not supposed to say, then later you start regretting it. Words that already comes out from your mouth cannot be taken back. Are you getting me? The damage it does can only be amended, and most of the times it cannot even be amended. It's not even amendable. So it's always best you keep your social media life, or you keep your personal life, out of social media. It keeps you away from drama. It keeps you away from seeking for validation. It keeps you away from, it keeps people's opinion out of your business. And most of the times, like I always say, the opinions they always give about you are most times not favorable. After sharing your personal life on social media, what face are you going to use and walk around out there? Or let's say that you're a public figure. Sure, you will still be most of the time. So when some people mess them off in those kind of public embarrassment, they lose deals, they lose endorsement. A lot of organizations don't even want to work with them anymore, because of the bad image that they have already portrayed out there. Or maybe not the bad image, but because of the embarrassing stories surrounding that name. Prove your self-confidence as a person is always look good. Are you getting me? Always try your best to look good. Looking good in the aspect of dressing, self-care, taking care of your skin, grooming the parts of your body. Just look good, because looking good has a way of boosting someone's self-confidence from 0 to 100 real quick. Imagine stepping into a place, or maybe you go for an event and you are the only underdressed person. You can imagine how withdrawn and left out you're going to feel. But then most times when you actually look good, you find out that you feel more happy about yourself. You feel better about yourself. you're not going to be shying away. Sometimes some people may go for an event and they can't even stand up from their seat from beginning of the event to the end. Why? Because they're not feeling themselves, or maybe they feel that they're underdressed compared to the people that they're at the events with. So if you're really someone that is looking at boosting your self-confidence, or you're still in the journey of building your self-esteem, you have to try your best to look good. It plays a very huge role. In conclusion, I must add that there is a very thin line between being confident and being proud. Just a very thin line. Being proud is when you feel that you're more important than others, or maybe when you place yourself way above others. And it usually reflects in your attitude, it reflects in the way you talk, it reflects in the way you act, it reflects in everything you do, and that's not much a good thing to have or to do. While being confident in yourself is you being sure of yourself, you carry yourself well despite your level, despite your background, or despite wherever you're coming from. You still carry yourself well, you still believe in your ability, you don't allow yourself to be talked down on. Those are one of the things, or those are one of the attributes of self-confidence. So the above tips that we have shared earlier are those things that's actually going to help you build your self-confidence. In general, sometimes people personality or individual personalities also affect their self-esteem and self-confidence. There are some people that are more likely to be negative, that are more likely to be pessimistic when it comes to. Why there are some people that, because of the high unrealistic standards that they set for themselves, can actually affect their self-esteem. When you're setting standards, or when you're setting goals for yourself, you have to be very much, yes, it's very, very fine to dream big, and there's always this saying that if your dream does not scare you, that means it's not big enough. That's fine and good, but you as well have to set realistic goals for yourself, because sometimes we are human beings. So sometimes when we set too high and unrealistic goals for ourselves and we are not missing up, we tend to feel less, or we tend to feel that we are not good enough, or that our abilities are not enough as human beings. You have to take it easier on yourself. Are you getting me? You have to take it easier on yourself. Yes, you have to go hard. Yes, fine and good, but you have to take it easier on yourself. Taking it easy on yourself does not mean that you should settle for mediocre. But what I mean by that is that you should have a growth mindset. You should have in mind that I am not there yet doesn't mean that I'm not going to get there. So having a growth mindset is going to let you know, or is going to push you to keep trying to be better despite your financial level, despite your look, despite where you're coming from at the moment. So building self-confidence and building self-esteem is actually a journey. Are you getting me? It's actually a journey. You keep building yourself, you keep growing, you keep improving, and with time you're really going to stand as much as you want. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more of fantastic videos coming. Thank you.